to Mason Greenwood at Manchester United. I mean, it's been a long battle, almost 2 years now, on issues around domestic violence, coercive behavior, attempt to rape, and all of that. Even though the case was dropped, but the club decided that, well, it's not worth it. The man should, chase his career elsewhere. This and more you'll be getting on Sports Bank this day. Just make sure that from now till 8 o'clock, we do this together. I'm not alone. I've got a blessing for we're on the program this morning. But a quick one, you can watch us live on our YouTube, Splash 105.5 FM, and drop your comments. Splash 105.5 FM. Well, I saw the three Lionesses. They returned. They got, heroes welcome. Of course, they did their country proud by finishing second. With all credit to Spain, deserving winners of the 2023 FIFA Women's World Cup. Blessing for good morning to you.
Yeah, good morning to you today. Good morning to the city of Ibadan and everyone else. Great to be on the show today. Lots and lots to talk about, from the World Athletics Championship, which actually started on Saturday. And, we had the women's 100 meters final yesterday, which was breathtaking. And also to Arsenal grinding out a win. That was really, really gritty to think that, going 10 man down, they were still able to hold their nerves.
10 men is the new 12
man down,
these days.
No, not exactly. That is not...
I was saying this yesterday that in recent time, almost all the team that went one person down seemed to win. England won against Nigeria. West Ham won against Chelsea. Liverpool won over the weekend. Arsenal won yesterday. Maybe we should do 10-11.
Nigeria, Super Falcons of Nigeria were one woman down against Morocco last year. Did we win that game?
That was last year. I said in recent time.
Listen, I know you're trying to postulate, but yeah. But you, honestly, I agree with the fact that they were really gritty. They kind of, it was.
I was going to say to a team, but I won't mention their name. That next time they're going to file out.
Maybe they should get
the player sent off from the dressing room.
I know the team you're talking about, but we're not going to mention that. But for Arsenal, really, honestly, I'm wondering what Arteta is doing with this lineup. I mean, must everyone do an inverted midfield? I don't want to say nonsense here because I'm wondering why Thomas Partey, who is very solid in the midfield, but embodies his role in, right there protecting the back four, is having to play from the right back and move into the midfield sometimes.
Listen, this guy has won 2 out of 2.
Tunde, wait, it works well for a couple of minutes, and after a while, when things turns upside down, you see him bringing changes, bringing Gabriel Magalhaes back, goes into the back four, and then you have...
That's a thinking manager. No. In-game management, bro, that's what it's called.
Please, put people in their normal positions.
Where's their normal position?
I feel like he's doing all of this just so
he sees them in training every day.
You see, I feel like he's doing that just so he can accommodate Kai Havertz, who I still believe he doesn't know how to use him or what to use him for yet.
Bless him.
Also wants to accommodate Declan Rice. Declan Rice has been amazing. He was the man of the match yesterday. Honestly, I'm just saying, put people in their rightful positions. Maybe
football is changing.
Maybe he's trying not to be predictive.
The idea of people's rightful position.
If you want to play 4-3-3 with wing backs, go out and look for wing backs. Why are you putting a party who's supposed to be protecting the back four in the right wing, asking him to invert into the midfield just because Zinchenko, who is the left back, or Llorente can move into the midfield? Come on. If one person tries something, every other manager wants to go through the same way. When 4-3-3 was raining, where we had wing backs, almost every manager wanted to do, okay, let's have wing backs as well. What's going on?
So what would you rather have?
Anyway,
you want to try what's not working?
My point is...
Would you say this hasn't worked? It's 1-2 out of 2. Because at the end of the day, what matters is the results.
The wins have been... They haven't been flamboyant. Because if you remember that game...
What were you expecting?
Remember the game against Nottingham Forest? After Arsenal went, I think it was 2-0 up. And then Nottingham Forest got one back through Taiwo Awoniyi. Game changed on his head. And at that point, he started defending. He had to bring in Gabriel Magalhaes.
That happens to every team because, immediately there's a goal from a losing side. The momentum switches. How you manage it, shows the stuff that you're made of.
It wasn't just about the...
No, we're talking about the first game.
Yes, I understand we're talking about the first game, but I'm saying, it feels like you are trying to do something they didn't try.
Don't worry, Blessing. The next game, maybe we'll put those guys back in their position, then if they don't win, you will come back here.
The next game is another London derby. It's a game for him. So it will be honestly questions on Arteta if he cannot win that game. But then the commentator rightly summed up that game yesterday. He said some wins are not pretty. but they are, of course, very, very important. And that was what Arsenal did yesterday. Like you said in your intro, that's maybe the stuff of champions. I mean, you're able to go to grounds like that and grind out the victory.
Even City had to grind it out against Newcastle.
I agree. I mean, Newcastle is not a small team. Come on. Newcastle, since last season. Newcastle. Who was Saudi?
This is City.
Newcastle.
City, the treble winners.
Newcastle showed us that they meant business last season, and look at them now. That's a team that we're playing the Champions League. But yes, I understand, City also, because injuries as well, has not been kind to Manchester City. But it's still early days in the Premier League anyway. But I love the entertainment that we've been greeted with from the very blast of the whistle, from the beginning. Just 2 games into the new season, and it's been, action, talking points here and there. Amazing. Another talking point yesterday was Tomiyasu's red card. Should he have gotten the second yellow? Should he have been sent off? I mean, refereeing in the Premier League has had a lot of question marks on it. Just the first week, we had the referees who were in that game against Wolves apologizing to Wolves. You know what? Sorry, we should have.
And they were dropped.
And they were dropped at the end of the day. But even the game yesterday as well, questions here and there. A lot has to be done with refereeing, but it has been absolutely great start to the Premier League.
Before we come to talk about our girl, Tobi Amosho, who is definitely going to be in action today. Yesterday was announced by Manchester United. I mean, it was a long one that finally Mason Greenwood must leave the club. Basically, mutual termination of the contract. What's your take?
Well, for me, I always thought it was going to be a very tough decision for Manchester United to take, because all eyes were going to be on them. If you make a wrong move, there was no direction that they were going to turn that, questions were not going to be asked about them. But I think they didn't handle it very well. Very well in the sense that it should have been. I agree with Gary Neville, saying that United should have outsourced the investigation to an independent panel, because United are close to the source in terms of being close to Greenwood. I mean, if you are giving it out to an independent panel who has no attachment to the girlfriend Lauren, to Mason Greenwood as well, I mean, you can come up with a clear decision. And then taking so long, only for you to come out and say, he's not guilty, because the Manchester United CEO
could mean due diligence.
The Manchester United CEO is said that they arrived at that conclusion that he didn't do the things he was accused of by the video that was posted, because they thought that the video, same thing with what the CPS, that's the Crown Protection Service, said, that they didn't think the video was enough to actually say that he did those things. One, and then there was a new in the new investigation or new material in the limelight that was not open to everyone else to see. United is saying that they didn't have access to certain witness materials, which means that they could have gone deeper to investigate. But if the case had been dropped and the player himself is saying, he understands that he made a mistake. There's been contrasting statements here and there from Mason Greenwood, from Manchester United as well. If the player is saying, I understand I made a mistake, what are you apologizing for? What's the mistake that you made? If you're saying, okay, but I didn't do those things I was accused of. So it was going to be a very difficult one for Manchester United. And, I believe everyone deserves a second chance, honestly. That's my take. Because
of our time. Now, the victim, the alleged victim...
Yeah, she's dropped the case.
Like they said that she should get a deserving anonymity on this.
Yes.
So the only one we know is Greenwood.
Yes.
In just about 30 seconds, what do you think the next move for him should be?
Well, he should get to a new club. I don't know if he's going to get a club in England. I think it was very tough. Maybe in the Premier League, no. Maybe in the Championship, no. But if he can restart his career outside of England, then by all means, he should go for it. I saw a report this morning that AS Roma might be interested in having him, because I don't think this should be the end of his life. It shouldn't be the end of his career. So he deserves a second chance. And that's why I'm thinking, if you cannot find a club in England, then move outside of England and restart your life. And of course, take these lessons with you and be better. You have the talent, but you have to be a better human being.
Venus Williams withdraws from Cleveland event with injury. And of course, day 3 in Budapest, Sha'Carri Richardson blazes to a stunning championship record to win our first world title in Budapest. And of course, back on track, Amoso begins title defense in Budapest. We'll return after this commercial break. Stay with us on Sports Bang.
Hello. àfi ká wá nǹkan ṣe sọ́dọ̀ àwọn nǹkan tó ń gbówó lórí yìí o. lákọ̀ọ́kọ́ a máa dín owó tá à ń san fáwọn ìkànnì mọ́ọ̀máwòrán kù. ẹ̀rọ amúnáwá tá à ń tàn fún wákàtí 4 tẹ́lẹ̀ á di wákàtí 2 báyìí. àwọn kò ṣe máàrí olójoojúmọ́ 3 crowns milk láti.
rárá o ẹ má dé bẹ́ẹ̀ rárá o.
torí kíni.
iṣẹ́ ńlá ni màmá ń ṣe àti pé 3 crowns milk máa ń ṣara àwọn màmá lóore kí wọ́n lè máa ṣàtìlẹ́yìn fẹ́ bí wa.
Ìṣúra láìlẹ́gbẹ́ làwọn màmá. Torí náà, jẹ́ kí màmá mọ rírì ìṣúra tí wọ́n jẹ́ pẹ̀lú 3 crowns milk oníwọ̀nba ọ̀rá.
Ó dáa láti ìsinsìnyí lọ. A ti sọ agolo mílìkì 3 crowns mẹ́ta lọ́sẹ̀ dé mẹ́fà báyìí.
3 crowns milk. Ìlera àwọn màmá, ayọ̀ ẹbí.
Guy, see how many power bank only you dey carry. You dey sell am.
Oh boy, I get many important meetings today. I no fit miss them.
My brother, you dey give yourself wahala. How na? You suppose dey use the Itel P40 to dey power yourself. Enjoy real power with all new Itel P40. With just one charge, enjoy 3 days of fun with a 6000 mAh mega battery with fast charge and 7 GB RAM. Also get 5 GB data from Airtel for just 1,000 naira when you buy Itel P40 and activate with an Airtel 4G SIM card. SMS GET to 141 now. Itel P40, one charge for 3 days.
Uncle Dentist, what are cavities and how does Colgate protect my teeth from cavities? Does it use Kung Fu?
No, dear. Most tooth pains are caused by tooth holes called cavities. When you brush daily with Colgate Maximum Cavity Protection, its expert formula locks natural calcium in our teeth and helps protect them from cavities.
It's time to upgrade to the world's most chosen toothpaste, Colgate, because Colgate locks calcium in.
Colgate is recommended by the Nigerian Dental Association.
It's travel time! Techno is giving 3 lucky people a chance to win an all-expense-paid trip to South Africa with the winner of Nigerian Idol Season 8. Buy any Techno Camon 20, Phantom X2 or Phantom V Fold smartphones preloaded with Google Apps and get raffle tickets to enter the draw. Also, you get instant cool gifts like blender, power bank, MTN 5G routers and lots of other exciting gifts upon purchase. That's not all. Other live draw prizes include a gas cooker, microwave oven and 1 month free YouTube premium subscription for 1,000 customers. Hurry now. Promo runs till 31st of August. Visit at Technomobile NG on social media for more info. T's and C's apply. Techno, stop at nothing.
Great to have you back on Sports Bang this Super Tuesday morning. Okay, let's quickly go straight to our Facebook fan page. Olutai Arola says, I support Blessing on this. I don't understand Ateta's tactics with Partey to right back. Use players in their natural positions, except if you don't have a choice. Good window. Okay, Blessing is saying exactly. I hope somebody disagrees with you.
Of course, we'll trash it out.
Olutayo back is saying officiating will be a major talking point this season with the new rules and selective implementation. Mm-hmm. They need to do better.
Yeah.
Okay.
Same way I thought United should have gotten a penalty against Tottenham. On
These new rules will definitely take some adjustments.
Yeah, it will take adjustment even for the players. Don't
you think some of them are unnecessary?
Yes, I agree, because it feels like they try to do too much sometimes, and then you are forced to keep explaining what is almost not explainable when you don't make the decision. So I agree, the officiating has to be better.
Once you have a perfect game, so they keep changing.
There's no perfect game anywhere. And then some of it, to make matters worse, at some point VAR will not be able to interfere with some of these decisions that the referees make, because they also want to try to be as independent as possible when making their decisions. But if you make decisions that becomes the undoing of another team, then they have to pay for it.
And they are paying for it. Okay, Blessing, quickly. Let's talk about the 100-meter finals yesterday.
It was a breathtaking final. I mean, from the semi-final, I was so glad that I stayed back at work yesterday to see this first semi-final. Then the second semi-final, which had Sherika Jackson, had Shakari Richardson. Richardson's starts in the semi-final was very poor. She finished outside of automatic qualification sport. But the time she posted 10.82, it was still third highest overall amongst all of the heats. So you could tell that there was something in there for her.
Yeah.
And when it got to the final, she was placed in the outer lane 9, a part where there was lesser pressure, and then she also had a bit of advantage from being from that lane, because Sherika Jackson, who had married Shelly-Ann Fraser-Price with her alongside Marie-Josie Talu, did not see her coming from nowhere. In fact, Sherika had dusted. She thought Shelly-Ann Fraser-Price was her biggest rival, on that race. She had dusted Shelly-Ann, and she didn't know that there was Shakari Richardson who was coming from lane 9, and then she stole that gold medal right under her grasp. She was shocked at that moment. Even Shakari Richardson herself was shocked that, wow, I I mean, what have I just done? It was just an amazing race, a good advertisement for women athletics, the 100 meters. And for Shaka Richardson, the first time she's winning the World Championship medal, coming back from the very, very unpleasant situation that she found herself 2 years ago, where, of course, she tested positive to cannabis. I mean, she looks like an athlete reborn. She seems to have more focus, focusing on the positive things and doing what she has to do. You could tell that the talent was there, and it was right out there for everyone to see yesterday. Impressive for her. I can't wait for the 200 meters, the 4x100 meter relay. It's going to be crazy, especially between USA and Jamaica.
On day 4, world's 100-meter women's hurdles champion and record holder Tobi Amuso will begin our title defense at the National Athletics Center in Budapest, Hungary. The race starts by 6:12 p.m. according to the event schedule of the championship. Remember, Amuso was cleared to defend her title last Thursday by the Athletics Integrity Unit after an appeals panel found she had not violated anti-doping rules despite missing 3 whereabout tests in 12 months. The 26-year-old will be running in lane 4 and face competition from Olympic bronze medal winner Megan Tepper of Jamaica in the 5th and final heat of the first round. Other hurdlers competing in heat 5 are Maiki Chin Alim, Michelle Janeke, Yumi Tanaka, Natalia Christophe, Ebony Morrison, and Nika Lunarik.
I am scared for
My first concern is how much time does she have
to prepare
both physically and mentally for this?
From what I hear, while the situation was on, even when she was suspended, she was actively training with the hope that she was going to be cleared, which I believe would work in her advantage. For the mental part, honestly, I think it's going to be really hard, and that's why I said I'm really scared for her, because I wonder how she's going to be able to psychologically overcome being put in that situation, and also having the eye of the rest of the world on her. Everyone's going to be focusing on her, and the narratives will always be around the fact that she was suspended just just last month and was only just cleared to participate just few days to the start of the tournament. So she's going to have a lot of questions around that, especially from journalists, and honestly, it's why I say I'm very, really scared for her. But if there's anyone as well who can actually push through the boundaries, push through the barriers, it is definitely Tobi Olawuwo, and that's why I'm wishing her all the best. I remember what she did with Nigeria, where she should have broken the record, and a timer was not on as well. Being able to come back from that to eventually break the record, I think it's really, she's the one who can do it, and we're rooting for her here.
Okay, we're rooting for Ayimba coach Finidi George has refused to comment on his bench ban in Sunday's CAF Champions League first round game at Al Ahly Benghazi. The former Super Eagles winger and his assistant Yemi Olanrewaju, as the two-time African champions, threw away an early lead to lose 4-3 to host Al Ahly. While several reported that the UEFA Champions League winner with Ayaz in 95 and his assistant were barred from the bench by CAF for not having the prerequisite CAF coaching licenses, Finidi declined to comment on the issue, and we just wait. Spanish FA president apologizes for kissing Jenny Hermoso after Spain's World Cup win. Well, this is people making a big deal out of nothing. Well, the Super Falcons of Nigeria have been ranked the 10th best team at the just concluded FIFA Women's World Cup. Blessing, do you think this is a fair reflection?
Absolutely, this is a fair reflection, and that's how each team finished. That's how, and also bringing into consideration their performances. And Nigeria,
even though we're better than team.
Even though
if you look at,
in fact, our rankings going into the tournament did not do us justice, and many of the analysts, commentators, everyone has said the same thing, because we showed so much grit in all of the games that we played. So yes, it's a perfect reflection, but I just hope that the money comes on time, and the girls can get their money.
It's all about the money.
It's all about the money, yes. I mean, they work hard for it.
Okay, so prediction from last Saturday, Blessing. We've got a winner.
Yes, we had a winner. Miracle Asuko was our winner. What we did was we predicted 2 games, United and Tottenham, Manchester City and Newcastle, and the condition was that just get one prediction correctly, but you needed to predict both games, and we had the winner, Miracle Asuko, via YouTube. So we were asking Miracle to reach out to us, reach out to me personally, actually, via any of my social media platform, and of course to redeem your winning. So congratulations to Miracle, and keep your fingers crossed. There'll be more predictions to come as we go through the entire season.
Okay, get in touch with we'll definitely get in touch with you as well. We need to take a break for the BBC Premier League updates. It was Arsenal 1 away at Crystal Palace yesterday. Crystal Palace 0. Of course, in the Spanish La Liga, Alaves defeated Sevilla 4-3 and Real Vallecano defeated Granada 2-0. In the Italian Serie A, goalless between Torino and Cagliari, and AC Milan were 2-0 winners over Bologna. Let's quickly catch up with the BBC Premier League updates. Chelsea haven't stopped signing players. £14 million deal agreed to sign New England Revolution goalkeeper. We'll be back.
BBC Premier League update from the home of Premier League football.
Hello from Colin Harrison at the BBC Sports Centre. Arsenal won at Crystal Palace on Monday night. A 1-0 victory means they join Brighton and Manchester City as the only teams in the league now with 6 points out of 6. Mark Scott was at Selhurst Park.
2 wins from 2 then for the Gunners. This, though, was closer than it really should have been. They were dominant in the first half. Nketiah with 2 good opportunities to put them in front, hitting the post and then scooping over from close range. They did take the lead from the spot after Nketiah was actually fouled after a quick free kick. Johnston, the keeper, bringing him down. Erdegaard stepped up to slot away the penalty. Arsenal looked very comfortable, but then Tomiyasu picked up 2 yellow cards in the space of 7 minutes. Palace put on a lot of pressure. Didn't ask, though, enough questions of Aaron Ramsdale in the Arsenal goal, and the Gunners held on for the points. Palace 0, Arsenal 1.
Liverpool are to appeal against the red card shown to Alexis McAllister during Saturday's 3-1 win against Bournemouth. The Argentinian midfielder, who was making his home debut for Liverpool, faces a 3-game ban after being sent off for a foul on Ryan Christie. The Liverpool manager Jurgen Klopp says the red card was harsh and his team were punished enough by McAllister's dismissal. And the Everton striker Dominic Calvert-Lewin faces another spell on the sidelines after sustaining a suspected fractured cheekbone during his team's 4-0 defeat at Aston Villa on Saturday. Calvert-Lewin was substituted after 38 minutes following a collision with the Villa goalkeeper Emiliano Martinez. Calvert-Lewin has been plagued by injuries in recent years and has completed 90 minutes just 4 times since the start of last season, including only once since January. For more football news from the BBC, go to bbc.com/football.
BBC Premier League update from the home of Premier League football.
Okay, the man that our people here used to fondly call Igwe, Thierry Henry, has been named under-21 coach of France. Well, wish him all the best. The beat number on YouTube says Shakari Richards is the prodigal daughter who has finally come home. I always believe that once she overcame the upstate drama in her life, she will be an elite athlete. Congratulations to her. Blessing, we need to go down.
Yes, we need to go, but of course, keeping tabs on some of the games that will come up this weekend, and also with the World Athletics Championship, and rooting for Tobelo Bamuson. Really praying for her. I hope that she's able to overcome all the mental, challenges or obstacles that could be there to give us a good race.
Thank you, Blessing,
Thank you for having me this morning.
Thanks to Dixon. My name is Tunde Olawuwo. Thank you for listening and for dropping your comments as well. Don't forget that later this evening at 6:30, we'll be back on the second half of Sports Bang. Have a wonderful Tuesday and bye-bye.
Splash FM 105.5.
You doing today? Hope you're having a great time. I mean, are you at work or you're